This is 𝐂𝐨𝐲𝐲𝐫𝐢𝐠𝐡𝐭. She's a 17-year-old who was found guilty of murder for causing a car crash that killed her boyfriend and his friend.
Mackenzie decided.
Hold on. Let me get this right. Let me understand something. 17 years old, the judge and everybody else saying she caused this shit. Now, if you know the story about her, shout out to you, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, this is crazy. 17 years old, and she done crashed out and killed her boyfriend and his best friend. Now, look, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I don't know what she was thinking. I'm not judging her. This is my first time hearing about it because it popped up, so I was like, let's react to it. Why not? But shorty right here, she looked like she didn't do it, but from what they about to tell her, it sounded like she did do it. Hey, if you're new to the channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, turn on post notification. Let's see what they talking about, bro, because I ain't never heard about this until now. I ain't gonna hold you.
Death was the ultimate goal that day. This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
Sharilla's boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his friend, Davian Flanagan, were in the car when she crashed into the side of a commercial building outside of Cleveland, going 100 miles per hour. Both men were pronounced dead at the scene, and Sharilla survived. Prosecutors argue that the teen had a toxic relationship, and Sharilla had made violent threats against her boyfriend.
Threatened his property? She threatened to break into his house?
Correct.
Reportedly, she crashed her car on purpose because she wanted to kill her boyfriend, and that his friend was just collateral damage. The prosecutor said the intent was obvious upon seeing that video, that there was only one goal.
You see her driving very calmly and making the right turn, and then all evidence indicates she immediately put the pedal to the metal and drove straight into a building at 100 miles per hour. I think those really demonstrated to us that this was no accident.
And a few days before the crash, she allegedly took the same route to plot the crime. This is where the judge now finds her guilty.
Count one. Finds the defendant, 𝐂𝐨𝐲𝐲𝐫𝐢𝐠𝐡𝐭, guilty of murder.
Guilty. Look, listen. They got the footage on you, shorty. So ain't no way you can tell this judge you did not do that. There was no way you can tell this judge I did not do this. That's crazy to even know that she hit 100 and survived. Rest in peace to them two gentlemen right there, but god damn, boy. That's crazy, bro. I know this happened a while back, but this is crazy. That's wild, bro.
To win Dominic Russo.
She now stands up to be placed in handcuffs as she continues to tear up.
Count two. Finds the defendant, 𝐂𝐨𝐲𝐲𝐫𝐢𝐠𝐡𝐭, guilty of murder. To win Davian Flanagan.
Sharilla now has a moment to speak before her sentencing.
Family of Dom and Davian, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. She said she's sorry.
I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken.
There was no medical condition that caused this as an accident. There was no mechanical failure of the car. A failed suicide attempt is not a defense to murder. There's a very good likelihood, Mackenzie, that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. She's sentenced on count one, 15 years to life. Count two, 15 years to life, to be served concurrent to each other.
The judge just sentenced her to 15 years to life in prison. Is Aiden Fucci, who pled guilty in court for the murder of his classmate when he was only 14 years old.
Having fun in a cop car. Yep.
Fucci was classmates with a 13-year-old girl from Patriot Oaks Academy in St. Johns County, Florida. Fucci stabbed her 114 times.
Yeah, boy gotta go under the jail, under the ground, down into the earth core, throughout the other side of the earth, back into space, back over here again. Cause what the fuck, 114 times, bro? That's overkill. Yeah, you don't deserve to see the day of light ever. They need to put that boy in a hole. And I say that respectfully because on some real shit, that's diabolical. That's demonic. 100? Wait, not one, not two, not three. You went past 50. You went past 20. You went past 10. You went past 1, my guy. Oh, yeah. Aiden, I don't even feel nothing for you, bro. bro.
times. Her dead body was later recovered from the woods. After Fucci was arrested, he can be seen in the back of the cop car taking Snapchats. Now this video shows Fucci and his parents in the interrogation room.
The Snapchat that you did was not very smart.
It's all over. You're all over the internet everywhere. This is seriously.
It's very serious.
This is no joke. This is your whole life. Your whole life.
And ours.
And ours.
A video from prosecutors showed Fucci and the girl allegedly walking together right before she was murdered. Then about 90 minutes later, the video shows Fucci allegedly running away from the area where the body was found.
114 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds.
After Fucci pled guilty,
Yo, Fucci was not playing. That was not a game to him. He was serious about this. This was a mission for him. He really wanted to take this woman out of this world. It's crazy.
to first-degree murder, the judge now hands down his sentence.
Having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I sentence you to life in prison. Because of your age, you are eligible for review of the sentence in 25 years.
After Fucci was sentenced, he stood still with a little movement. Is Willard Miller and Jeremy Gooddale, and at just 16 years old, they are both charged for the murder of their high school Spanish teacher. Reportedly, it was over a bad grade.
We then moved her off of the trail, where I then struck her, and she died as a result.
Miller and Gooddale went to Fairfield High School in southeastern Iowa. Nohema.
Rest in peace, Nohema. Now look, this is what I'm talking about, bro. You gotta watch your surroundings. You gotta watch people around you, bro. The world is getting wicked, bro. The world been wicked, but it's getting wickeder, if that's even a word. But the point of the matter is, bro, this is crazy. That's crazy. Could you imagine that, bro? You in high school and you find out that your teacher just got knocked off by 2 classmates. Like, bro, what the fuck y'all got? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, what's really going on, bro? Like, goddamn.
Graber was the Spanish teacher at the school, and Miller was one of her students. After he received a bad grade from Graber, he and his friend Gooddale planned to kill her.
We discussed kind of plan. Stand up here, look out, we would have permitted her to show up.
Graber went for her usual walk at Chautauqua City Park. The boys knew that as they stalked her, and they waited to ambush her.
Here she comes, and she walked by, hit her in the back of the head, and then I said, we should make sure she's dead. So we hit her a couple more times.
They then dragged her into the woods.
Y'all, listen. I know y'all, we about to wrap it up. We're going to watch the rest of the video. But understand this. This is diabolical work that these teenagers are doing. Parents, watch your child. Get your child some help, especially if they're showing psychopathic tendencies. That's crazy.
And beat her to death with a baseball bat.
What was the plan after that? There wasn't any plan beyond that. Like, hide the body, bury the body, save the body. At that time, we were going to hide the body. I guess in our arrogance, we kind of assumed that nobody would have found her.
Not long after, both boys were arrested. Court documents allege that the witness who knew Gooddale showed law enforcement Snapchat messages that showed Gooddale and Miller's involvement in the murder. One of the Snapchat messages saying, "Point of view, you're my Spanish teacher, and this is the last thing you see," followed by, "Time to hide a body." Jeremy Gooddale would later plead.
Nah, I did that because if I was in front of you, that's literally what I would look at you and be like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you really sat here and put this shit on Snapchat. Bro, the shit people do, bro. The shit people do, bro.
Guilty and testify against his best friend Miller.
I understood that he had the intent to kill Mrs. Graber.
What is your plea to murder in the first degree, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
This is the moment that Gooddale gets to speak before his sentence.
I had time to think on what to say, and I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Every day I wish I could go back and stop myself. I can't comprehend losing a loved one in such an awful way.
And now the judge hands down his sentence.
The defendants shall be sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Now for Miller. This is him apologizing before he receives his sentence.
I, like to take this opportunity to wholeheartedly accept responsibility for the role that I played in the murder of Newfield Graver. To the family, I'm sincerely sorry for the distress that I caused you and the devastation. I ask that I'm given a chance, and I don't want to be institutionalized. I don't want to be in so long that I forget about what mattered, where I come from, and I look forward to getting through this.
And now the judge.
No. That's crazy. You asking for life when you took a life? That's crazy.
Has some final last words.
The defendant, Willard Noble Chayton Miller, should be sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 35 years.
Miller seems to be completely unfazed. This is Rachel Shoaf and Sheila Eddy.
Y'all gotta understand one more thing before we wrap this up. When people get sentenced to life and a possibility of parole, they still have that in their head that they killed somebody. Now, I'm not saying people don't change, but the fact that they did that, I don't think when they get out, they're not going to want to knock somebody off again because they did it before.
Who were both in court today for the murder of their friend when they were only 16 years old.
Their scheme was to hide knives on their bodies and to attack Skylar at an agreed-upon moment.
In Star City, West Virginia, Shoaf and Eddy were friends with 16-year-old Skylar Neese. Reportedly, Shoaf and Eddy decided they didn't like Neese anymore, so they planned to kill her.
Sheila Eddy and Rachel Shoaf carried out that plan. Together they stabbed and killed Skylar.
After Shoaf's confession, both teens were arrested. Shoaf agreed to plead guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for her cooperation in the case.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if there's a proper way to make this apology because there are not even words to describe the guilt and remorse that I feel each day for what I've done. I hurt the Neese family and those who love Skylar. I hurt my parents and shamed my family. May God bring eternal peace to Skylar and the entire Neese family.
After securing a plea deal, the judge now gives Shoaf her sentence.
Rachel Shoaf, it is the sentence of the court that you be imprisoned in the West Virginia State Penitentiary for a period of 30 years.
But she will have the possibility of parole in 10 years.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't understand how they be getting off like this, bro. I don't understand. Y'all let me know in the comment section, bro, what y'all think about that, bro. How these people just get off at the murder, bro. When you take a life, bro, your life is done. Especially if it wasn't in self-defense. Especially if it cannot be proven in self-defense, bro. Like, if somebody come for me and I'm like, all right, bro, I told you, back up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to cause any bodily damage, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. Hey, back up, back up. 9 times out of 10, sometimes it don't go down like that. Sometimes it's straight go time, you know what I'm saying? But in that situation, bro, if it's not self-defense, bro, you taking a life, you cold-hearted, took a life, you're done. You're out of here. You should be gone, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just crazy, bro. Like, they give people way more time for drugs, and I understand every, you know what I'm saying, situation is different. Also, every case is different because a murder charge isn't a RICO charge. A RICO charge isn't a Capital One charge. You know what I'm saying? All these charges are so different, so it plays different on, and the state, you know what I'm saying, and the judge. Like, it's so much that goes into it. Anyways, man, I appreciate y'all watching this entire video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, turn on post notification. That's how this video get out there, man, and more people see the content. With that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this shit up.
For Eddy.
It is the sentence of the court that you be imprisoned in the West Virginia State Penitentiary for the rest of your natural life. That sentence is technically with mercy, which makes you eligible for parole after you have served 15 years.
Wow, 15 years on the head and she's good to go. Let her go. That's crazy. Yo, hey, listen. God, I don't never have to deal with no judge